Hi, this is Dr. Grace. Today happens to be Valentine's Day, so I wish you a happy Valentine's Day, especially for married couples. I wish you happy Valentine's Day. And today I want to talk about happy marriage, how to have successful, happy marriage. So I want to share 3 keys to successful marriage, and I want to make it simple so that you can remember. First, by the way, this is based on my experience on top of other knowledge. Pray. That is the number 1 key to successful marriage, successful relationship, especially if it's a marriage that is built on covenant. You can't just dump the person and leave the person. You have made a covenant before God. So come to God and pray. Pray for your marriage. Pray for protection from the enemy, because the enemy is out to get all marriages. That is the number 1 thing that the enemy is doing right now. Just destroy marriages, destroy families, mess up people, and this is how the world is going. And of course, God does redemptive work, even through failed marriages. But if you are currently married, prayer is the key thing to saving that marriage and keeping that marriage going strong. Pray for protection for your marriage and pray for your spouse. And I'm sure there are things about your spouse you don't like, but that's something for you to pray. And continue to bring your marriage to God and let God be part of your marriage. And you will get to experience the amazing things that God will do for your marriage. So that's number 1. Number 2, focus on the positive. And the research says successful marriages have 5 positive interactions to 1 negative interaction. So that means you got to find something positive to say or do for one another. So don't take the other person for granted. If they cook for you, if they fix something for you, always be thankful. Thank you for doing that. Thank you for fixing that. Thank you for delicious meal. Thank you for a cup of coffee. My husband thanks me for his coffee every day because it takes a little work. And learning to appreciate the other person. Oh, your hair looks nice, or your shirt looks nice on you. Whatever you think is positive, and of course you don't have to go out and lie about it, but find something positive and speak it. Just be generous with positive comment. Look at this car, it's running well. Wow, look at our house. Look at our garden. Look at this flower. Wow, look at this. Just learning to appreciate good things that God has given you too, and just appreciate the other person, and let there be continuous, non-stop positive interaction with one another. You could say, I love you, and you could hug one another. You can never run out of positive things to do and say for one another. So be generous with positive comments. Does that mean you have to not say anything or what to do if you are upset? Number 3, deal with the negative. Now, this is actually a topic on its own. Learning to deal with the negative is very important. You cannot just stuff negative things. You cannot stuff things in and hold all the things that you're experiencing that's negative. That's very unhealthy. You need to be able to express. your negative emotions to the other person, to your spouse. But see if you can learn to resolve conflicts in a positive way. First, you learn to say I words. Instead of you did this, you can say I felt hurt. I felt this way. I felt that way. Now, you can't deny what the other person felt, but one can defend what they did. So instead of focusing on what the other person did, share how you felt. I felt hurt. I felt upset when this happened. So try to speak the language that is not accusatory, but something that describes how you are feeling. And learn to pray together and ask the other person to pray for you. Something I always do, pray for your heart to be healed of this thing that happened between the two of you. So learning to deal with the negative is something that is absolutely necessary for a healthy marriage. And sometimes when you think you're going to have to express it and it's going to come out with the words that you might regret later, maybe you need to learn to do timeouts. When you are so upset and angry, you could just go to the other room or go out and do some gardening, or maybe do something that will keep a distance and cool off, and learn to just cool off so that when you come back, you will be able to deal with it. However, just again, don't stuff things in, but learn the skill of having conflict in a positive way that will be constructive. So this is my 3 keys to successful marriage. And remember, being right is not the best thing. Don't try to insist on how you are right about this or that. That does not help a good marriage. So let go of being right in all these arguments and be willing to let the other person win the argument too. That's called love. Happy Valentine's Day, and I'll see you next time.